All right, welcome to your very last video that you're going to have to watch for this school year. This is going to be covering some new vocab that would have been from chapter 12, but we're just going to go through this. There's going to be some sections that I don't cover. I'm just going to touch on the more important sections of things that I really want to make sure you guys know. So just make sure that you're practicing with these vocab terms, using Quizlet, going through the lesson, things like that. All right, so I'm going to start with the section titled De Vacaciones, which means on vacation. All right, the first term there, escalar montañas, means to climb mountains. The verb escalar is a regular AR verb. Right next to that, you have saltar en paracaídas, which means to skydive. The verb saltar is a regular AR verb. Then going down and to the left is explorar en la selva, which means to explore the jungle. Explorar is a regular AR verb. Bajar el río en canoa means to go down the river. Bajar is a regular AR verb. The next one is dar una caminata por el bosque, which means to take a walk through the forest. Next you have tomar el sol, which means to sunbathe. Then you have a verb that you've seen before, acampar, which means to camp. Next to that is the phrase ir de vela, which means to go sailing. Then you have la tienda de camping, which means the tent. And hacer turismo, which means to sightsee. Then you have a couple verbs that you've seen before, viajar, to travel, and visitar, to visit. The next phrase is hacer la maleta, which means to pack a suitcase. And then you have ningún lugar, which means anywhere or nowhere. Underneath that picture of the sun, you have el bloqueador, which means sunblock. That's followed by los esquís, which means skis, and la cámara, which means the camera. Then you have el boleto, which means the ticket, and la toalla, which is the towel, which you've seen before. On the right-hand side, you have some more terms that you've seen, la chaqueta, the jacket, la bufanda, scarf, el traje de baño, the bathing suit, los lentes de sol are sunglasses, and las chancletas are flip-flops. I'm going to skip down to the section titled Stem Changers in Present Tense. Okay, these are verbs that you have already seen and used before. It's just a little bit of review. First, we have querer, meaning to want, has an E to IE stem change. Next is empezar, to begin, another E to IE stem change. Then preferir, which means to prefer. The second E changes to an IE. Then you have venir, which means to come. Venir is a go verb, and it also has an E to IE stem change. Then you have the verb tener, which means to have. Tener is a go verb, and then your stem change is E to IE. Then the next one, jugar, to play a sport. Stem change is U to UE. Then you have almorzar, which means to eat lunch. The O changes to a UE. And finally, the verb poder, which means to be able to. The O changes to a UE. If you look at the section next to that, verbs and infinitives. Okay, these are all verbs that when you use them with an infinitive, it means to do something. Okay, so the first one, querer. Okay, if you use that with an infinitive, you're saying to want to do something. The next one, necesitar, to need to do something. Pensar is to plan to do something. Okay, remember that pensar has an E to IE stem change. Then you have deber, which means should do something. Esperar means to hope to do something. Poder means to be able to do something. Ir plus a plus an infinitive means going to do something. And tener plus k plus an infinitive means to have to do something. The last section that I'm going to cover is this section on ser versus estar. Okay, this is just a review on your uses of these two verbs. So the verb ser has 7 uses. The first one is origin or nationality, saying where someone is from, where they are originally from. Okay, so saying something like, I am from the United States. Number 2 is personality or physical characteristics. So this is describing someone using adjectives. Number 3 is describing food in general. So you're making just a general description of an item of food. Number 4 is defining something known to be true. Number 5 is time or date. Number 6 is when you are stating what something is made of. Think of your clothing section where you had to say that the t-shirt was made of cotton. And number 7 is profession, stating what someone does for a living. For the verb estar, the first use is location, talking about where someone or something is. Number 2 is feelings or emotions. Okay, these are things that change. Our feelings can change, and so we use the verb estar. Number 3 is specific food characteristics. Okay, so saying something like, this soup is hot. And then number 4 is the present progressive, talking about something that's happening right now. For example, I can say, I am talking. In that sentence, I would use the verb estar. So these are the main concepts that you need to be working on this week. Ser versus estar, stem changing verbs, and then this vocab in de vacaciones. All right? You're going to have Quizlet, you're going to have Google Form, you're going to have Edpuzzle. All 3 of those things are going to work to kind of get you practice with those 3 main concepts. All right? That's all I got for you.